Well, it's certainly easy to let the things that make us different keep us on opposite sides. Yet here in Central Ohio, business and community leaders recognize the strength in those differences. It is the spirit of diversity that we celebrate each year with the Champions of Diversity Luncheon. So here to share more, we have Executive Director of the event, Orville Lynch Jr. We also have John Coates, Vice President of the Columbus NAACP, and Luis Orozco, who's the GM of Telemundo Columbus. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Orville, we'll start with you because Central Ohio, we're really fortunate. We have a diverse community made up of different cultures, different lifestyles. Is that in part what kind of inspired this whole thing?
Well, you know, the event was inspired by my uncle Amos Lynch, who was the general manager and publisher for the Columbus Call-and-Post and the Columbus Post, and we wanted to create an event that was highlighting the best in diversity, and that's what that was about in Central Ohio, so that's what we came up with.
And you strive, though, to make this an all-inclusive event.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely, yes. We want to bring as many communities in as possible, African-American, LGBT, Hispanic, Asian, all of the above. The overall community needs to be involved in this to highlight what we're best at, and that's diversity.
All right. Well, John, diversity can happen naturally, but it also sometimes takes a little focus from companies. So what do you look for in companies and businesses to kind of be able to say that they're truly a diverse place?
Well, first of all, as an executive committee member of the NAACP, it's certainly an honor for the Columbus branch of the NAACP to partner up with the legendary Lynch family in helping to promote diversity and inclusion in our city. Now, as an advocacy organization, it's our job to make sure that the numbers are right, that companies are doing everything that they can, or sometimes they just need access to people in order to offer certain positions to. So that's part of what we do as a Columbus branch of the NAACP.
Okay, so you kind of create the work environment that they should be striving for. You help them kind of branch those relationships, right?
Exactly. Sometimes it has taken a little bit of pressure, a little elbow grease, a picket sign or two, boycott every now and then, but it's important to take the time out to recognize progress that has been made and progresses that are still being made.
Absolutely. All right, Louise, how does Telemundo really help bridge the gap, so to speak, between different cultures and all these people in Central Ohio?
Well, our job as a TV stations is to kind of be the liaison between the American from Columbus, Ohio, and the Hispanic from Mexico and Latin America. So we talk a little bit about soccer, Columbus Crew, but we also talked about Ohio State University and how fun it is to watch football and the Buckeyes win. And so I do a local newscast that it tells us the story about the people who live in Columbus, regardless of whether they're black, blue, or Hispanic or Asian. So we just that liaison piece that kind of unite together the the cultures of the Hispanic culture, the American culture. While in some other towns, those cultures are really against each other.
Right.
Columbus has it's a beautiful example of how can we cohabitate together, whether it's in Dublin, Hillier, Gahanna, and then still have very peaceful and enjoyable communities.
Absolutely. And you were part of the awards advisory committee on this whole thing. So what do you look for in a business and organization that makes them diverse and what you guys are looking for?
When you say diverse, you think about bringing people from outside the sources. I think diverse is really being the people within, the people who live together. I work with a lot of American companies, and that I was just part of that group. I wasn't considered like a diverse side of it. So it's just unified together from the inside out. Okay. That's how I see it.
I like it. All right, Orville, you honor someone each year who embodies the spirit of diversity.
Yes.
And so talk about this year, who's receiving this Diversity Legend Award.
Janet Jackson from the United Way. And Janet is a really diversity groundbreaker within Central Ohio. Janet was one of the first African-American judges for Muni Court here in Central Ohio. And I believe the first African-American president of United Way of Central Ohio. So she's a groundbreaker, and she's ideal for this. And she's retiring this year, and we want to honor her. She's definitely a legend and a diversity example for best practices. So she's ideal for this.
And an incredible human.
Absolutely.
That's exactly it. Okay, so let's talk about the luncheon. It's not too late to take part.
No.
When is it? How can people, join in?
We have two. We have October 4th is the Career Fair event. We have at Fawcett Center at OSU, and also at OSU at Fawcett Center is at the luncheon on the 5th, and that's 11:30 to 1:30. Okay. You can go to championsofdiversity.org and get information, buy tickets, and all the above. So it's all there, and please feel free to check that out.
All right, and you get to hang out with gentlemen like you all day?
Oh,
That
absolutely.
sounds like a pretty
yeah.
good event, right?
Oh, it's very cool.
All right, well, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you.